This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
Welcome to DBL. I'm Sam here with Jeff, Al, and Erica, and today we're going to do things just a little bit different. Look back at the stories that got us all talking, like this one about TLC's show Extreme Sisters. All of us found this show a bit odd. Just take a look. The show also follows another set of twins who share the same boyfriend. Have a look.
Sharing a boyfriend for us means we get to be together all the time. There's no jealousy in this relationship. Like if Ben kisses Anna, he'll kiss me straight after. There's just...
That's just so strange.
No.
Erica's face is everybody right now.
I guess you do get to split the duties.
Oh, all right.
Erica, go ahead.
Such a romantic over here.
There just needs to be a boundary, right? I mean, Sam, you have sisters. If a man kisses your sister and then kissed you, wouldn't you? Or sleeping in the same bed? Like,
That's weird.
It feels a little incestuous.
It feels very incestuous.
My thing is like for the guy, in this particular instance.
What a weirdo.
Why would you replicate? Listen, I love my wife. I don't need two of her. You know what I mean?
It's a lot.
But you know,
it's a lot of
my wife
energy.
doesn't want two of me running around.
What do you think about them wearing like the same clothes and like, I mean, can we see that image again with the two that share the boyfriend? Like they have the same pink dress on, the same ponytail. There they are again.
They're still, I'm not gonna.
What?
I know exactly what everybody's thinking.
Tell me. I don't know.
Show the picture again and everybody knows what we're thinking.
Let's see.
They could name the show something else.
Yes. Okay,
What?
so you might not see right now. Maybe now you're getting a better idea of what I'm talking about.
Let's be honest about what TLC's really
Two
showing
beautiful
here.
women?
Yeah, okay.
Their breast implants?
Yeah, they were ginormous.
Okay.
So what do you mean?
can
Why are we
say
just
it.
pretending like we're not looking
No,
at
but
it?
just say it though. Why'd you have to act like it was this big mystery?
Because we want to keep this job.
Yeah, it's a daytime television show, and when I say like,
You can't say breasts?
but people are like, go to a different camera.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
It is weird though. I'm sorry. I like to think I'm progressive and to each its own. It's weird.
No, it's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much. And also ask yourself, why don't you think that you deserve
But they don't want that though. They don't want that.
I agree with
that's
Erica.
the problem though. Like you don't think you deserve someone for yourself. Like, sorry. I wish you the best though. Well, our DBL Nation is no stranger to our panel. They know we speak our minds. So take a look at this next clip where we are about to get real about Katherine Heigl's Hollywood reputation.
In an interview with the Washington Post, Katherine says speaking her mind on set got her branded as ungrateful, which escalated to difficult and then later escalated to unprofessional. She says being shunned in Hollywood affected her mental health so much she felt she would rather be dead. Back in 2008, Katherine got into hot water after she told Vanity Fair the movie Knocked Up portrayed women as humorless, uptight shrews. She also upset her Grey's Anatomy castmates when she withdrew her name from the Emmys because the material she was given that season she believed did not deserve a nomination. Are we too hard on women who speak their minds?
Let me just say this. I stand up for women all the time in the workplace. We all know I stand up for Me Too. I'm a strong feminist. I'll say it proudly. And you actually said a great thing earlier today. Some people are just jerks. This is a Jeff thing. You can be difficult and be wound up as a female issue because you are standing your ground. Or you can disrespect the writers and the people who contributed to your success like she did when she withdrew that nomination and throw them under the bus. I'm sorry. Katherine Heigl, I've heard nothing but alleged horror stories, and I don't want that confused with being difficult when I stand up for myself as a woman.
I want to hear Jeff's opinion on this because you know.
Not mine.
Yeah,
I just want to
wait to
hear what you had to say.
Wow,
yeah,
sexist.
Of course. Jeff hasn't spoken yet.
Either have I.
I just wanted to say.
Go, Jeff. Men first. Men first.
To disrespect that and just to say, I'm not showing up for this, I'm not doing that, that's why you're not successful anymore. Because you disrespected the people around you. Not because you're a woman, like we said earlier. Not because of the color of your skin, not because of your sexuality. Because sometimes you are just a jerk.
But we don't know. Listen, I don't know Katherine Heigl. But we also don't know if she somehow got a bad rap because she was vocal about X, Y, and Z. So I don't know, Erica.
Yeah, no,
I'm not going to call her anything.
I struggle with this one so much because people get so upset and like, oh, you should be grateful. But the truth is, as women, we're constantly told what we should be and how we should be doing it. So if she had enough, like, autonomy over herself and her career to speak up, then if she couldn't speak up, especially at the height of her career, which was an amazing career, who can? And anytime you're the first or center to do something like that, you're automatically problematic, and that's the problem.
And that's what she said. She said if Me Too would have happened today, Me Too would have happened 20 years ago when she first spoke out, she wouldn't have gotten the repercussions that she suffered.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just using it as a jump-off point. Sometimes people are just jerks.
True story.
Okay,
too.
now this next story got us all fired up, but it also gave one of us a fit of the giggles. See if you could spot who.
You. There was a big dust-up at the Mrs. Sri Lanka pageant recently. So one woman was announced the winner. There she is getting the crown placed on her head, but shortly after, last year's winner came on stage to say there had been a mistake. Watch.
There's a rule that you all have to be married and not divorced. So, I'm taking my first step saying that the crown goes to the first runner-up.
She then takes the crown off the winner's head and places it on the first runner-up. The winner claims that she is not only separated, she was injured after the crown was forcibly removed, and she's also threatening legal action against the pageant. Officials are now investigating.
Wait, can we watch her walk away real fast? She's so mad.
She should be mad. This is horrible.
What if she's divorced, though? That's not. She can't be a participant.
She said she wasn't legally divorced. She's separated. First of all, it's a rule. Let's be honest about that. Like, give me a break. Like, what century are we in? Second of all, I mean, she's done way more philanthropically. That's what they should be focused on. The fact that she's an activist, the fact that she's been an advocate for so many people, and they're focused on whether or not she's legally divorced.
But it's Mrs. I think you're taking this too serious. I think it's a funny story.
It is funny, but
it's offensive, though.
I mean, do you want to go there? Do you want to? Should we get fired up about it?
No, I'm saying like she's the hostess.
Can't stand this.
I feel
This is crazy. The host was so matter of fact, like, sorry, you ain't married.
What if she's divorced?
You don't. Who cares? The job of the pageant was to organize those facts and information before they allow people to get to the fourth quarter of the freaking pageant.
I think the woman that took the crown off of her head had some personal vendetta. She knew that woman was going to win, and she wanted to humiliate her right in that moment. And honestly, the person I felt baddest for was the person that got the second runner-up, because then you got to put a crown that's warm from somebody else's head on your head. That's like when you sit in the bus seat after somebody else just got up. It's weird.
It's bad.
The way that she presented her too, like that's a funny video.
Yeah, that's hilarious. But disrespectful, but hilarious.
I stand by what I said. I think there was a personal issue.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, like she waited to like physically take it off her head. She was like in the dressing room. She was like, oh, I'm gonna see you out there.
Especially at the end when they both go. Like, you know, they won. I'm like, that is creepy.
Coming up on DBL, Matthew McConaughey's DBL interview, what he has to say about his incredible memoir and fatherhood. You don't want to miss it. That's coming up next.
I'm Sam Shocker. The way I would describe myself as a host of DBL, well,
My co-hosts call me like the mom, so I guess I'm kind of like the team mom.
Happy Mother's Day, Sam.
Oh, Mama Bear. Being a working mother is something that's very near and dear to my heart. I have such respect to all mothers out there, and that I love animals. I will advocate for animals till the day I die. The connection that we have built with the viewer, you feel like family. You share things that you are going through with us, and I felt comfortable sharing a really dark time in my life with you. I'm going through it.
I know.
I'm proud that we are inclusive. I'm proud that we have conversations about social injustices. Yes, we always have fun on this show, but at the end of the day, I feel like that we're making a difference. We really do provide a voice for the voiceless, and I'm so grateful for that. Welcome back to DBL. We've talked to a lot of celebrities on the show, but it was our interview with movie star and heartthrob Matthew McConaughey that really got us talking. Check out this look back at one of our favorite Chatting with the Stars.
All right, all right, all right. Oh, Christ. How you doing?
Welcome to DBL. And Matthew, I gotta ask you, how often do people say that iconic line from Dazed and Confused to you, and does it drive you just a little bit crazy or no?
It doesn't bother me because those are the very first 3 words I said in the summer of 1992 on the very first scene of the very first night I got to act in my life. Wow. I didn't know if that was going to be one night in the summer of 92 I got to work and go, hey, I remember that one time I got to act. That was the beginning of what turned into a career 30 years later that I love. So when people say it, it's a call back to how I began. I like it.
Beautifully said. So speaking of Dazed and Confused, is it true, I mean, I read your book, but to our viewers out there, is it true that you sort of stumbled into that role?
I would say sort of stumbled, meaning I did not wake up the morning that I met the casting director, Don Phillips, at the top of the Hyatt in Austin, Texas, which is the bar I met him at. I didn't wake up that morning thinking, tonight I know I'm going to go find the guy who's in town casting a movie. I happened to go to the right bar at the right time, introduce myself. Later on, about 3 hours later, he asked if I'd ever done any acting. I said I was in a Miller Lite commercial for like this long and a Trisha Yearwood video for like this long. And he goes, you might be right for the part. Come to this address, pick up the script. I did. I got the part. 3 lines turned into 3 weeks' work. Some things definitely fell in front of me, and good fortune happened, and I did the best I could.
Matthew, I loved your book, Green Lights, and your honesty, your optimism, and even your vulnerability is something I truly admire as a person. Where did all that come from? Is it a culmination of all of your life experiences? But how did you get that way at such a young age?
Sure. Well, I've been keeping a diary and journal since I was 14 years old. So I finally got the courage to go get 36 years of journaling and take it away to the desert on my own and see what the hell I had. And it's what was there, you know, and I decided to just be as honest and transparent as possible in things that I went through, the good, the bad, the beautiful, and the ugly, and lay it all out there. And hopefully people are seeing their stories in mine and seeing themselves in me. And we're all seeing how, hey, we're all on this big rodeo called life together trying to get our 8 seconds.
I love that.
I dig it.
Where is he, by the way? Can we ask you where you are? Are you in a trailer? Are you in a rocket ship?
Yeah,
what is this?
Very close. This particular trailer is called the Smithsonian. I have 4 Airstreams. This is my crown jewel, and I use it as my office. We got I think a world map over here, galley on the right. So this is in my backyard. I'm in my trailer. This is my 36-foot Airstream.
That's a rodeo.
That's a good look, man. And first of all, before we go any further, this is Al here. I go by Al. Do you prefer Matt or Matthew?
Oh, we can answer that. If you read his book, you can answer that. We know. Your mom didn't want you compared to a doormat, right?
I got my first butt whooping for answering to Matt. Yeah. So I answered to Matt. No, my mom's over there on the porch.
I love her.
She's still, you know, she's still the mother. She'll come over at 90 years old and said, what'd you answer to? I named you Matthew for a reason, boy.
I love it. You're never famous to your mama. That's beautiful. Now, my favorite rapper, without a doubt, is Jay-Z, and he has a song called "You Gotta Learn to Live with Regrets." And I wonder, did that apply to you when you took a big risk in saying no to doing romantic comedies and the big paycheck that goes with it? Now, you had a lot of success doing rom-coms, and then you won an Oscar. So is there a movie that you passed on that you now kind of regret?
Well said, Al.
Well, for the 2 years after romantic comedies, when I decided to take off from rom-coms, which I was doing very well on those, I received no offers but rom-coms. So after a while, I just quit reading them and ask my agent to just say no. I'll go back earlier in my career, though. Right after A Time to Kill, I did get offered a role in L.A. Confidential. You remember that? The late Curtis Hanson directed.
Yeah.
And I passed. And if there's one movie I've got in my career that I look at and I go, ooh, I'd have liked to have been in that. Yeah. It would have been L.A. Confidential.
Interesting.
Great movie.
Maybe time for
Guy Pearce, very good movie.
I know. Well, we're going to continue our combo with Matthew McConaughey and learn about something he has in store just in time for Father's Day. We'll be right back. Daytime destination.
Does this feel good?
We're chatting with the stars.
Turn up the notch on that.
Spectacular.
And talking about what everyone is talking about.
Al's not lying.
What?
Yes!
DBL is all new every day.
Continuing our chat with Oscar-winning actor and author Matthew McConaughey. So you write a lot about your family in Green Lights. By the way, I have my copy of the book. Love it. Your parents had a sometimes volatile relationship. They were divorced twice, married 3 times, but they did have a lot of passion for each other, a lot of love. So what's something, Matthew, from their marriage that you've tried to emulate or avoid in yours?
Oh. Well, Camilla and I don't like as rocky of a relationship as my mom and dad had. Like I said, they were divorced twice, married 3 times. I don't think we need to go through that to come out and say we did it like my mom and dad did. But that's how they communicated. One thing they practice, which we try to practice in our family, is never go to bed with a grudge. No matter if you're upset with you, go to bed with a kiss and a hug goodnight. Whether it's the kids, whether it's me, whether it's Camilla, you don't go to bed with a grudge. We're going to hash it out right now. We're going to forgive it. We're going to forget it. And tomorrow morning, we're going to start anew. It's a challenge in all relationships. What do you need to really sit down and have a long discussion on? And what do you need to just look at and go, you know what? I was in a bad mood. Forget that. Let's just move on. My mom and dad were very good at not holding grudges upon each other. And also sense of humor in their relationship and with each other was really important. And I witnessed a lot of that. I witnessed them laugh things off that instead of making a big deal of certain things, which was healthy for their relationship, which I try to maintain in mine.
Matthew, first I want to wish you a happy Father's Day. It's around the corner. You're the father of 3 beautiful children. But I got to tell you a quick story.
Yes.
Before I left this morning, I go to my kids. I have a 2- and a 4-year-old. And my wife was very impressed that we were interviewing Matthew McConaughey. My kids not so much. And I go, do you know who Matthew McConaughey is? That's Buster Moon. Now I'm the coolest dad in Colorado.
Buster.
I gotta tell you that. So thanks for that. My kids love you. We love you. And but I got to get to your father though. He did.
Now that's the only way my kids know that their dad's in the movies because of Buster Moon. They hadn't seen any of the other stuff I've done.
Kids love it. Kids love it. But unfortunately, Matthew, your father passed away before you achieved success in Hollywood. How does he continue to inspire you? Because you talk so much about him in your book.
Yeah. Well, work ethic. He was a great. I miss him because he would have loved working on scripts and characters with me. He would have loved that. There's some serendipity in his passing away. He was not alive for me to see my success that I took on in the career of acting, but he lived 5 days into my first role. And I've always seen that as a really graceful timing, that my father was alive during the time that I found what would be my life's passion, during the time I found what would be more than a hobby, during the time that I found what would be a career that I would take on. So I always felt like that was very graceful, divine timing, that he lived and overlapped me finding what I wanted to do. I have conversations with him all the time, spiritually, and talk to him like he's around here. I miss him. He would have really enjoyed breaking down scripts, talking about stories, and talking story with me.
Before we go, Matthew, I have to share with you that your book has really impacted my brother-in-law, Eric Dellenbach, who's known now in the medical community as the sickest COVID patient to survive. So he's been in the hospital, Matthew, for 5 months now, recently had to get a double lung transplant because of COVID. He's having a hard time, and your book has been a huge source of motivation for him to keep going. Could you share some words of encouragement for Eric?
Beautiful, Eric. Hey, just keep living, man. I mean, we all have these circumstances, and it's not about what's fair or not about what we deserve or not. Life deals us different hands at different times, and we got 2 ways we can look at it. We can sit there and battle through and look around at our nearest loved ones around us and love them even more and let ourselves be loved by them even more. But deal with it day to day. It'll all. I got my hunch is all the hardships will make sense one day, either in this life or the next one. If we can trust in that and have hope and look immediately around at the people in the hearts that love us, and just turn up the notch on that, on letting you being able to receive that love and also being able to give it out, and that's, I think, as good as we can do.
Beautifully said.
Amen to that, brother.
Beautifully said. Thank you, Matthew, for that. Your book has, like I said,
the whole panel crying up here.
Yeah. You guys have to check out Green Lights, because let me tell you, like I said, not only has it helped me, Jeff, but also my brother-in-law. It is out now. Trust me, you got to find it on Amazon, wherever books are sold. Get yourself a copy. You can also pre-order your very own Green Lights journal. Find out all the details at greenlights.com.
Also, that audio version, Matthew, killed it. Loved it.
Matthew, we appreciate you more than you know. You're amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you. Have a great day, honey.
Great talking to you. Happy Father's Day, everyone out there. Enjoy it. See you in the next one. Let's do the best we can.
Yes. Thank you, Matthew.
And I am DBL's legal eagle. So I was born and raised in Washington, D.C., not Virginia, not Maryland. Washington, D.C. What's coming up in DBL that's very exciting is some strong conversations and some sparks are gonna fly. The co-host that makes me laugh the most is Al, because he's funny, and then also Jeff, because he's so sad. You're sleeping. Anywho, I'm really looking forward to Lindsay joining the show because she's gonna bring my game up, keep me on my toes, but also get a little taste of the Shulminator. Instead of saying, he's wrong, he's not. We saw the percentages. I'm always interested in what you, the viewer, has to say. And I'm not scared to debate you because sometimes you win.
Welcome back to DBL. We love hearing from our viewers, but today we're going to hear what our viewers want to know about us. Uh-oh. Al, this question is for you. George asks, where did you get your sense of humor? Oh, that's a good question.
Without a doubt, my dad.
Oh.
My dad had a dry, sarcastic sense of humor, so I got used to that. So, and when my daughter was here, she laughs at all my jokes. I'm like, okay, good.
She does?
Yes, she's definitely sarcastic. I put on a suit this weekend, and she told me I look like somebody that gets somebody a fancy dinner on a cruise ship. I was like, oh, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go change right now.
The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. I love it. The next one is for me. Patty asks, Sam, what was it about Mark that made you fall in love with him? You know what it was? I used to work at a bar, we were just talking about it, called Saddle Ranch.
You had to wear a Von Dutch hat?
I never wore a Von Dutch hat. However, there's a lot of obnoxious people that come in there. Mark was the one person that was just quiet, and I liked that about him.
And you married that just because he was quiet?
There's more reasons.
Affliction.
DBL's new every day. We'll see you again.